All right, everybody. Welcome to lesson 2. We're on page 295. My apologies for the waviness. I did not do a good job of converting this to a PDF. I took it straight out of the book, so yes, I should flatten the book a little more next time. Anyway, this is going to be lesson 2 and 3. They are both very short lessons. We are going to start with long division of polynomials. I know many of you have not done long division before, or well, since grade 5 or something, but so we're going to do a quick reminder. But first of all, back in grade 9 or 10, I'm not sure what grade it was, you would have seen something that looks like this, where we have a polynomial up top, 15x cubed minus 10x squared plus 5x divided by 5x. If you have a single denominator like this, one term, you can put it to each of the numerators. So it can be rewritten like this, 15x cubed over 5x minus 10x squared over 5x plus, and then it would be 5x over 5x. This would then simplify to 15 over 5 is 3, x cubed over x, subtract the exponents, and you get x squared minus 10 divided by 5 is 2, x squared over x to the 1, subtract the exponents, and you get x, and then 5x over 5x is 1. So when you have a single denominator, you can just do that. If it's not a single denominator, in other words, it looks something like, well, I can use the same one. No, I'll just make it up, 3x squared plus 2x squared plus 1 over x plus 1. That gets a little trickier. You have to use either long or synthetic division, and that's what we're going to learn today. So we're going to go down here. We'll talk about these. Well, we can talk about these right now. For math 12, there's a couple different ways you can write the answers here. P is obviously going to stand for polynomial. And D is the divisor, which is what you are dividing by. Q is the quotient, and I'll talk about what that is. And R is the remainder. So we're going to do an example where we divide 573 by 25. So we're going to pretend that we're back in grade, I don't know what grade, 5, 4. So 25 is the denominator, 573 is the numerator. So then if you remember your whatever grade math, you know, how many times does 25 go into 57? Twice. Put 2 up there. 2 times 25 is 50. And we subtract. 57 minus 50 is 7. You bring down the other 7. How many times does 25 go into 77? 3. So 75. Again, we subtract them. We get 2. Bring down that 3. 25 goes into 23. It doesn't. It's not a whole number. It goes 0 times. And then 0 times 25 would be 0. Subtract, and you would get 23. Again, this is your remainder. Okay, what's left over? This number up here, and there's a decimal there, kept going. The number up top is the quotient, and this is your divisor, what you're dividing by. Okay, that's long division with numbers. With exponent, or with radical function, polynomial functions, it's a little different. So I really don't like it when they do the work for you, but let's do this one over here. All right, we're dividing 2x squared minus x minus 18 by x plus 2. So x plus 2 is there. The numerator goes inside the division sign, minus x minus 18. And then you only look at the x term. And you ask yourself, what do I need to multiply x by to get 2x squared? Well, that is going to be 2x. Because 2x times x, 2x squared. You want those to cancel. And then you multiply the 2x by the 2, and you get 4x. Again, subtract 2x squared minus 2x squared. They're gone. Negative x minus 4x is negative 5x. Then you ask yourself, what do I multiply x by to get negative 5x? Multiply by negative 5. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And I should have brought down the minus 18 here. Subtract, you're always subtracting. Negative 5x minus negative 5x, so plus 5x. Those are gone. Negative 18 minus 2 negatives make it positive, so negative 18 plus 10 gives me negative 8. That is my remainder. This is the quotient, and this is the divisor. So if you look at the previous page, this thing right here, this is how we rewrite this. dq plus r, divisor times quotient plus remainder. So if I'm going to rewrite this as dq plus r, my divisor, x plus 2, my quotient is 2x minus 5, plus my remainder. So plus negative 8, I can just write minus 8. And that is it. All right. Excuse me. This one, you can write it as P over D is equal to Q plus R over D. That's more for calculus. So we're just going to write it as Q plus R. Okay. So we're dividing this y cubed minus 6y plus 20 by y minus 3. So y minus 3 on the outside. Now, when you're doing what's on the inside, y cubed's there, but you need to go down in descending powers. So this is y cubed, y1, and that you could write as y0 because anything to the 0 power is 1, but you don't need to. But you should have a y squared in there. So we need to add one in, but you can't just add it in because that would change the actual function. So to do it without changing the function is you add 0 y squared minus 6y plus 20y. This is the exact same thing. I'm going to highlight that one. The 0y squared, and I'm doing a different color. You need to add that in. Okay. And you'll see why it's a placeholder almost. So when you're subtracting, everything kind of works out. Again, you start with the y. What do I multiply y by to get y cubed? Well, that would be y squared. Then you go y squared times y cubed, y squared times negative 3, negative 3 y squared. Subtract, and here's your placeholder. The y cubes go away. 0 y squared minus negative 3y squared. This is 3y squared. Bring down the negative 6y. Again, y times y gives me 3y squared. 3y. So then 3y times y 3y squared. These terms should always cancel. 3y times negative 3, negative 9y. Subtract again. The y squareds go away. Negative 6y minus negative 9y is 3y. That should not have a y on it. It should just be 20. Bring down the 20. Y times what number gives me 3y? 3. And then multiplying that by 3y times 3 is negative 9. Subtract again. Yeah, 29 is my remainder. So if I'm going to write this, dq plus r, p, my divisor is what you divide by, y minus 3. Quotient is that, y squared plus 3y plus 3 plus the remainder, which was 29. Okay, now you're going to see why we actually do this. Remember that the P stands for polynomial. Divisor, quotient, remainder. If I multiply these two together and add 29, I would get my polynomial. So if you actually did that, I'm not going to, but you can if you would like, you would get that. Okay, so this bit right here is the same as that. But we don't do that. We leave it in the dq plus r form. All right, leave it here. Leave it there. Okay. All right. So long division. That's it for the long division lesson. All I need you to do is question number 1. Pick 1. Do them all if you'd like. Question number 3.